Okay, so today we're looking at some division. So when you see this 234 over 9, we can read that as 234 divided by 9. So when we do our division problems, we're going to write them like this. 234 divided by 9. So first of all, we're going to take a look. Does 9 go into 2? Nope, because 2 is too small of a number. 9 does not go in there at all. So we take a look at the next number, 23. Does 9 go into 23? Well, we can take a look at our multiplication chart. And we're going to find 9. We're going to slide over until we find a number that is just below 23. And we would see that 18 is just below. So what do you multiply 9 by to get to 18? 2. So we're going to put our 2 right up here because it's right above the last number that was in the number combination that we're looking at, which is 23. Then we're going to subtract 18 from 23. Can we take 8 away from 3? No, because 3 is too small and 8 is too big. So that means we have to do some borrowing, some regrouping. So we're going to take a 10 from the 2, make that 13, and make that a 1. So 13 minus 8, you can use your addition chart, and remember you can do this reverse-wise, and if you have any questions about that, you can always ask me, and I'll show you how. 13 minus 8 is 5. Oops, it's a bad 5. 1 minus 1 is 0. So are we done? No, we are not done. So now we need to take a look at this 4 and bring it down. So, how many times does 9 go into 54? Well, once again, you find your multiplication chart. You find 9 on the side, and you slide over until you find a number that is right next to 54, or in that it's smaller, so it would be to the left of 54, or it would be 54 exactly. If it is bigger than 54, we can't use it. So you should see on your multiplication chart, though, that 9 times 6 equals 54. And because it does, we're going to put our 6 right here above the 4, and we're going to subtract 54 just to make sure we did all of our math correctly. 4 minus 4 is 0. 5 minus 5 is 0. So our answer is 26. Okay? So make sure you're writing down all of your notes here and all of my work that I'm showing here, so that way when you have an opportunity to use your notes on the tests or quizzes, you'll be able to see how you got the answer of 26. That's why we always show our work. So, next problem. 840 divided by 105. Now, you might be thinking, is this a division problem again? Yes. This right here also means divide. Okay? So, don't forget that. So 840 divided by 105. Now, can 105 go into 8? No. It's too big. Can it go into 84? Still no. It's still too big. So we have to take a look at 840 and how many times 800. Okay, so then, how many times does 105 go into 840? Well, at this point we can look at maybe we should do some estimation here. Like with 105, can we round that up to 200 or should we round it down to 100? So we take a look at the 5. Well, the 5 tells us to round up. But then we look over here at the tens place and there's a 0 there. So that would tell us that we would not round up to 200 because there's 0 tens there. It is closer to 100. So we're going to take a look at 100 and how many times we've got to multiply 100 to get to an 800 or close to 840. Well, we can take a look right here. How many tens or hundreds do you see right here? 8. So let's try that. 100 times 8. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 8 is 0. 1 times 8 is 8. Well, cool. So let's try that with 105. Okay? So then, oh, wrong thing here. Where's my eraser? There it is. Let's try that again. 105 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. Using your multiplication chart again. Carry that 4. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. 1 times 8 is 8. Look at that. So, we know that 105 times 8 equals 840. Subtract it, and we get 0. And there we go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is take a look down over here. 968 divided by 58. Did I say 968? I meant 986 divided by 58. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. Does 58 go into 9? No, 9 is too small. Does 58 go into 98? Well, we know that 58 is part of 50, right? 50 times 2 is 100, right? So 100 is bigger than 98, so we know that it only goes into 98 one time. So we can subtract 58 from 98. 8 minus 8 is 0. 9 minus 5 is 4. So we have 40 left over. Bring down our 6. We have 406. Okay, so we have 406. And again, we're going to go back to, we were looking at 58 as close to 50 when we were thinking about 100. But if we actually look closely here, we could round that 58 up to 60 because there's an 8 in the ones place. And if we know a number is bigger than 5 in the ones place, we can round that up to 50 or to 60, right, to the next tens. So let's take a guesstimate here. We're playing with 60, and we're trying to see how many times 60 would go into, say, 406. Well, we'd look at our multiplication chart. 6 goes into 40 how many times? We'd say probably about 6 times, right? So let's try that. 60 times 6. 0 times 6 is 0. 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, so now let's try that with 58. Let's see if we get close to this. 58 times 6. 8 times 6 is 48. Put our 8 here. Carry our 4. 5 times 6 is 30 plus 4 gives us 34. Now, 348, that's still a little low. So let's try the next way. Let's go up 1. So 58 times 7. So 8 times 7, 56. 5 times 7, 35. Plus 5 is 40. Look at that. So 58 times 7. So we're going to put our 7 up here. Subtract our 406. Get that. 6 minus 6 equals 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 4 minus 4 is 0. So 986 divided by 58 is 17.